Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to today's vlog. I'm gonna start it with a nice little training session of jiu-jitsu. Ended the day with jiu-jitsu. Start the day with jiu-jitsu. Just keep it going, keep it rolling. Let me set this down. I'll give you your pen. Hey. Hi, Frankie. Hi. Hey, you happy to see me? I'm happy to see you too. Hi. Yeah. Okay, so I got to the academy a little early today. There's this giant, I want to call it a poster because it's made out of metal, but check this out. Look at that. Okay, so I'm gonna read what it says to you guys, but the name of the academy I'm training at is called Level Up Jiu-Jitsu, and it's got the logo and the whole meaning behind level up and all that. So let's see, level up, verb, to progress towards a higher place, understanding, or purpose. 2. The backwards L symbolizes doing things differently, against the norms and the status quo. The V is actually U that stands for you. Always at a certain level in your training and in life. I like that one. The belt underneath the U symbolizes your level at any given time. The U is above the belt to show your dedication in seeking higher knowledge and understanding in your training, relationships, and purpose in your life. To bring yourself above the belt is to seek to be better today and tomorrow. That is deep. I can honestly stand behind that mission and that definition because something I've talked to you guys about consistently is, I've mentioned it with yoga because you've seen me do that a lot, but jiu-jitsu is one of the biggest things. They talk about putting the belt, being above the belt, and that's, a way to strengthen yourself, not just on the mats, but in life. Like, a lot of the lessons I've learned in training jiu-jitsu have spilled over into day-to-day life. Being humble is one big one, because a lot of people, not just, in training, but in their day-to-day life, we walk around with confidence in our skills and our abilities, but sometimes we let that get too much to our head. We're just like, oh, I'm the best at what I do, I'm the best at what I do, and you always realize there's somebody else out there to remind you, hey, hold on, I may be good, but there's always somebody else out there that I can learn from, that I can grow from, so I have to stop thinking I'm this perfect example or a perfect being. So it's cool, it's really deep, and it's a meaning I can stand behind. I like training here just because of that. I got some nice stretching, warming up in, some good time lapse in. I still can't get over that poster, it's awesome. It's me and Professor today. Some really good quality instruction, refining on my technique, so I'm really looking forward to it. So I'm gonna start the training, you guys are gonna see me after.
Alright, time to get back to work. I think just one last session at 20 times gravity, but then I'll be able to turn it up a notch. Okay, 10,000 push-ups.
Alright, so
forward to it. I love close guard, so I figure the more I can learn about it, the better.
If you're gonna be utilizing it, you gotta know it.
Yeah, actually, I was just about to ask you because we always bow.
Would you like to explain to us the Grandmasters up there?
Yes. So the idea here at Level Up Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is to dedicate one wall to the masters who came before us, who passed away, and who contributed a lot to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Each person has a specific reason why they're on the wall, and in order to be on the wall, they have to pass this criteria and reason. And the reason is they have to have contributed one specific thing extremely special to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and they also need to have unfortunately passed away in order to get their picture on the wall. So let's explain a little bit about Mitsuo Maeda, also called Count Goma. He's credited for teaching the Gracie family Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and he's not actually the first Jiu-Jitsu practitioner to be in Brazil. There was a guy before him, Sataka, and we couldn't get a picture of Sataka yet, but hope to one day. Maeda, though, it really spawned the whole Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu movement by teaching Master Carlos Gracie. So, of course, Maeda's big contribution was fighting all over the world, beating opponents in every continent, basically, and then settling in Brazil and giving the Japanese art to the Brazilians, especially the Gracie family. Master Carlos Gracie here, he really started everything. So he started Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu by taking what Master Maeda showed him and changing it with Brazilian flair. His problem as a young boy getting into trouble in the streets helped add to his Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu technique. And then by challenging other martial arts styles and really letting everybody know that, hey, he even put an ad in the paper, hey, if you come down to the Gracie Academy, we'll go ahead and break some bones.
Nice.
If you want to see if our style works. So he really started this whole Brazilian style of Jiu-Jitsu and changing it from the Master Maeda's kind of Kodokan Judo style of Jiu-Jitsu that had changed, and we can talk about that at another time, about that whole transition. But Master Carlos Gracie really started teaching everybody. Now, George Gracie, not too many people talk about George Gracie, Master George Gracie, but he's one of the most important figures of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu of all time. He was the very first champion of the Gracie family. So really after Maeda, Master Carlos developed the whole thing, but the person going around into the rings was Master George Gracie, the first champion. And he was the direct brother of Carlos Gracie, Master Carlos Gracie, and of course Master Helio Gracie, who's much more well known. Master George Gracie continued fighting even from the 20s and 30s, even through the 40s and I believe late 40s, possibly early 50s. It was kind of crazy because he was older by then. But even after Master Helio Gracie retired, I think in 1938, Master George Gracie was still fighting.
Wow.
Now, the reason people don't talk about him too much is there's some controversy between him and his own family, so they sort of cut him off, wouldn't let him use the Gracie name.
Wow.
He insisted on using it, started some schools, I think in Rio, and then later in Sao Paulo.
Wow.
And but you know what? He continued fighting, continued his jiu-jitsu development, and also he was famous for disagreeing with the Gracie diet. He was well known to have liked a beer or two, and well known to have strayed from the strict diet that Master Carlos Gracie wanted all of his brothers to adhere to. So, Master George Gracie being honored here for his jiu-jitsu development, and also for being able to do things on his own, being able to do things different. Kind of like this idea that we have here at Level Up. You should be able to do things different. And that's what Master Jordan Gracie did. Master Raniel Gracie, of course, is extremely famous for really introducing the world to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Now, in his time, it got a little bit easier with newspapers. Later in his 70s, 80s, 90s, as the internet was being developed, and YouTube, Facebook, all those things, it was much easier for Master Raniel Gracie, who was still really active teaching his sons at that time, to become who Master Raniel Gracie is, which is an amazing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu practitioner who in his own right fought through the 30s and was an amazing champion in the 1930s. And he also taught his sons, who became some of the most famous fighters of all time. So Master Raniel Gracie is up on the wall for really contributing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu to the world and bringing it on the international scale. Master Carlson Gracie here, one of the greatest fighters of all time, undefeated, MMA, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. In the 1950s, he basically took the reins from his uncle, Master Raniel Gracie, and fought any oncomer. He even defeated somebody who had drawn with Master Raniel Gracie and had made a name for himself. Carlson Gracie went in the ring and beat everybody, and just really reiterated the fact that Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Gi Jiu-Jitsu was the dominant force in Brazil and really actually in the world at that time. So his younger brother, Master Holz Gracie, one of the biggest contributors in the 70s, 60s, 70s. I'm not sure the exact date of when he passed away, I'd have to check that, but 70s. And what happened with him was Master Holz Gracie, his mother was a flight attendant. So he would be able to go back to the US and pick up wrestling moves, sambo moves, train with boxers, and really test his style against a lot bigger people here in the US. While his mom was traveling, he could get on the plane and check out those techniques. So that's why Master Holz Gracie is here. Is he combined with Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, sambo, wrestling, and put together all the Greco-Roman and freestyle, all of these changes to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, even using without the gi. So it was a big contribution that Master Holz Gracie. Unfortunately, he died very young in a hang gliding accident. But because of his contribution in mixing the styles in the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and unfortunately because of his passing, he's on the wall honored here today. So
there we go. The Masters of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Thank you, Professor. I appreciate that. Everybody's going to love that information.
Pleasure. Check us out. Come on by. Check us out on Instagram too, Level Up Jiu-Jitsu.
Level up.
Oh man, that was really solid info right there. Okay, that was amazing training. I feel great, feeling good. Gonna change, head back at home. Let me know what you guys think about that history. Like, it was beautiful learning about the other two grandmasters on there that I was unfamiliar with. Like, these guys did so much for the sport. It would not be what it was today without their contributions and without what they've done. You know, spot on.
Frankie, I'll see you later, alright? I'll see you tomorrow. You guys should follow her on Instagram. The link's down there. She's amazing. Can get you some followers. Thank you for the great class again, Professor. I'll see you soon, alright?
Alright, Chris.
Thank you.
Alright, class is wrapped up. That was intense. You guys saw the footage. I set up the tripod. Professor worked me, but it was good. He was smart the way he did it. We were drilling specific motions from closed guard and transitioning from there. So he got me in a lot of closed guard, and you know, one of the best ways to learn a sweep is to have yourself be swept in it over and over again. Okay, I got a lot of footage today, especially with that history of jiu-jitsu, so I think we might be wrapping up the vlog here. Let me get home, get my head together before I make assumptions, and we'll go from there. Well, hello there again, ladies and gentlemen. So I went home, refueled, recharged, went out to Whole Foods to grab just a couple extra things, and that's it. I'm not doing too much else today, and I'm pretty confident me and Professor Eric got some pretty solid stuff at the Academy today between us training, the history behind the Grandmasters. I think this is a jiu-jitsu filled episode. It's been great. So with that being said, guys, work hard, stay hungry, stay humble, like, share, and subscribe. The GoFundMe link is down below. It means a lot to me if you check it out. There's also an Amazon wishlist if you want to help me out that way too. If not, no big deal. The constant likes, shares, and subscribes still mean a ton to me. Alright, everybody, take it easy. Have a great one, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Oh, I can barely hold my arm up to like film stuff now.